Well, we are about a $50 cab ride away from Midtown Manhattan at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. Tonight, we've got a good NFC matchup on tap, as it'll be the Detroit Lions taking on the Green Bay Packers. Now the kicker, Brandon McManus, about ready to get us started. And off we go from MetLife Stadium. And that's pretty good coverage by the kick team, as he'll only be able to get this past the 15-yard line and no further. And they start things off with a carry by Gibbs here. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play. It's second down.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who could do more than one thing. And I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. From the gun, here's Goff. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to third down.
Well, anytime he reads man coverage, I don't think it's going to be the only time he'll try and hit that route to the outside in this game. He'll test the perimeter, but that time they were up to the challenge.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Lions first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Here's Goff. Over the middle, complete. That's Gibbs. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46. Gibbs straight ahead. And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. No big surprise, Micah Parsons doing what he does so well, dropping him for a loss. After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. Play action. It's Goff. He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Packers are going to take over at their own 41. So good field position for the Packers as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Following the interception, Love. This complete to the tight end, Tucker Kraft. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down, but a nice little gain.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Short throw, he's got Kraft. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That's good for a first down, his second catch of the opening drive. Here's Love. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
Well, no one likes to see that drop, but I'll guarantee it's not going to stop his quarterback from going back to him anytime he has open space.
Now a 2nd and 10. Love looking to throw it. Able to find his man, Kraft. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. Trying to run for it with Jacobs. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. A stop there on 3rd. They could have held them to 3 on this opening drive. Now they have to bow their necks on 1st and goal.
And if I'm looking at this from the offense's point of view, that's a big-time pickup right there, and I go right at them with another momentum play. I go quickly and attack them because right now they probably have their heads down a little bit since they didn't stop them on 3rd down.
Nice job defensively to hold them to 4, and now it's 2nd and goal.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Second and goal from inside the 5. That's to Golden. He's got it right side. And it's a Packers touchdown. Matthew Golden from 3 yards out. And the Packers take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. Now a timeout called for by the offense. This first quarter. Love throwing for it. And no, it falls incomplete. So the 2-point conversion no good. So they went for 2 and failed. They didn't use him on the PAT, but now he boots this one away with a 6-0 lead. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
Going back to Gibbs on first down. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. First down Lions on a pickup of 13. Now it's Goff. Open man, that's to Slaw. Touchdown, Detroit. Isaac to Slaw, 51 yards. And the Lions are an extra point away from capturing the lead. And they just ran the fly route there, didn't they?
You broke it down perfectly. He ends up catching that one and taking it all the way into the end zone.
Well, thanks. It was pretty simple to break down, though. I mean, that's just a guy going, running on the go route, making a play.
Speed,
kills.
Speed, speed. And what does it do?
It kills.
There you go.
The Lions with the football here to begin the second quarter, as they've got it as we resume action. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. Play action this time with Love. Rush coming, and he's taken down. They bring the safety on the blitz, and he busts through to drop him for an 8-yard loss. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that's caught inside the 30. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Matthew Golden. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Packers are able to move back in front. McManus's point after is good. And that'll make this a 6-point game. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Off play action. Here's Goff. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. Well, a nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. Out of the gun, Goff. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked off by Quay Walker. And a terrific return there. They're finally able to corral him down near the 11-yard line.
And I think this is a situation where quarterback coach in the sideline is going to talk to a signal caller and say, listen, it's 3rd and long, and it's still early in the game. Let's not force things here. If we don't feel good about it, let's just check something down and pump the football.
And he takes a pop at the end of that one. It'll be a gain of about 4.
And a really nice play call there to start the drive, especially if you're a team that has a little bit of a reputation for throwing it downfield. You come out, and you think maybe you can catch them off guard a little bit, and they did. Little screen pass, backdoored them, and that time worked well for a solid gain.
Jacobs going to try the middle. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. A loss on that play, and now 3rd down gets tougher. 3rd and 6. The defense was ready for the run-pass option, diagnosed it perfectly.
Not only did they stack him up at the point of attack, but he was met by a host of light-colored jerseys.
Love now. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Jacobs. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down. Now McManus will line up for the field goal. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. 4th down and no hesitation from Matt LaFleur as he sends out the field goal unit. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. The kick by McManus is good. And now it's a 2-score game at 9, 16-7. So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Try to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Finding room at midfield. Down the sideline he goes. And down to the 19-yard line. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Goff now looking to throw. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing forcing incompletions and fighting to keep him out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
Second and 10. Back to throw, Goff. That's to the tight end, Laporta. And the Lions are going to be set up with a first and goal here as the tackle made at the 9. I think a free play now for Goff. And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out. Goff and that Lions offense staying on the field. They'll try for 2. They'll look to throw. And this one is caught. So they come up with a 2-point conversion, and that makes this a 1-point game now. So we're back to a 1-point game now as the kickoff comes. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of sixes back-to-back. What a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football.
He's put up numbers in this one by pushing the envelope a bit whenever he could with deeper throws. But let's play a little philosophy here. Some plays it works, sometimes they're ready for you, and that time they were on guard. Incomplete.
Here's second and 10. Love, they go play action now. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
A couple of quick incompletions, and now they're just one more away from getting off the field. They've got options now. Could they dial up a blitz here or just drop everyone into coverage to crowd the throwing lanes?
To throw now. Here's Love. That's to Kraft, the tight end. And he is going to have a Packers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
He's going to rifle one deep left side. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. Well, Love wants to shift things around. They'll look to throw again. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds.
This is certainly a team that has proven it likes to target its backs through the air, and defensively, they were aware of that and certainly were prepared on that throw.
An incomplete pass leads to second and 10 from the 25. Going back to Love. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Love. That is caught. Touchdown. Christian Watson in the final seconds of the first half. And the Packers would extend it. Oh, and now they're going to fake it. And this is caught out in the left flat. But he is not going to make it into the end zone. They stop him short, so they'll add only 6 as we come up on halftime. So time enough for a kickoff here. 5 seconds remaining in this first half. And that's pretty good coverage by the kick team, as he'll only be able to get this past the 15-yard line and no further. So it's the Packers set to receive the kick. They've got the lead as well as we are underway in the third quarter. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And he takes it all the way across the 40 before going out of bounds.
Well, this has been a close game throughout, but that return...
Hey, bro, man, y'all play for the 100 now or what, bro?
About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. Throwing. Love. He's going to launch this deep for one.
I mean, you say you make $1,000, so I figured that ain't nothing.
Packers. Christian Watson. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Packers come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter. Matt LaFleur, he tells the offense, stay out there, go for 2. Love throwing for it. And he is into the end zone to bump the lead up 2 more. And around the goal line, especially on 2-point tries, sometimes the QB's best friend is that big target, the tight end.
I love how you described it because you know he's going to have some length and some catch radius as well as a big body to keep people away from the football.
Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. Off their next drive. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
Now Goff. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to third down. Now right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. From the gun on third down, Goff. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now fourth down.
Good clean play, no flags coming out of the pocket of the officials. Turns into an incompletion, and that should get them off the field with a 3 and out.
The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Love from the gun. And it's a Packers touchdown. Christian Watson, 35 yards. And the Packers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point from McManus is good. And the lead opens up now to 22 points. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Goff going to shift them around. On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs. And he'll go down at the 26, following a gain of 6. So from the 26-yard line, here's a 2nd down and 4. Goff now to throw. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Goff now looks to throw. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. Still just the 3rd quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they'll get this down to the 10. So this drive going to continue following the conversion on 4th. Here's 1st and 10. Goff throwing again. And he's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. Jared Goff to Amon-Ra St. Brown. And the Lions are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. That's why you've got your star out there. Throw the ball to him. They did.
That's simply saying we don't care what coverage you put out there. He's so good. We're going there with the football anyway, and there's not a thing you can do about it.
Inside the red zone, they go to him. He gets it done. And they decide fairly early here they need the ball back, so here's an onside kick. And this one's going to be covered up by the Packers hands team. I know they're down, but starting the 3rd quarter there with the onside kick, what'd you think?
Well, I think that they're looking at it as we may not have as many possessions in this game as we want. There may be that sense and that feel that they've got to go ahead and make something happen, steal a possession, try and steal some points, and get themselves right back in a position to try and win the game.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down.
What a way to start a drive. An excellent run, a tone setter, and now, if you want to take a shot on 2nd down and go play action and make it look like the same exact play and throw it over the top, you can do so because you've established the run in a big way.
And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. A 14-yard gain there as they look to improve this 14-point lead.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down.
Josh Jacobs, an 8-yard touchdown run. And the Packers get another 3rd quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. McManus's point after is good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they look up and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, and I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is.
And just not enough on the throw there, down around his feet and incomplete.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first two throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on third down to get their momentum going again.
Now Goff, trying to lay one up deep. He's got a man, complete. Touchdown, Detroit. Isaac to Slaw. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Lions are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the third. Well, if they're going to make a game of this in the second half, they need a few big plays to go their way. That's one.
And the way to get it done is to also conserve time. So to your point, that big play right there, now you're not moving the ball downfield, taking time off the clock. You're leaving yourself a better avenue to continue to try and make a comeback.
Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down. So he couldn't get rid of the football, and that deficit stays right where it is. And they decide fairly early here they need the ball back, so here's an onside kick. And this one's going to be covered up by the Packers hands team. The risk-reward of the onside kick, when you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling. And whether you...
And this is taken in at the 5. And he'll be touched down in the end, but a big play on that one. Jacobs will score. Touchdown, Packers.
Ah, what a luxury it is to be able to call on a bowling ball like Josh Jacobs down near the goal line. 5'10", 220